The secret to making behavior changes more effectively. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Mind Engineer community. Here, Tommy Walker. I want to share a little bit more about how to start making behavior changes, but that is more effective than what we've been trying for so long, maybe, because what I've seen in all these years studying the mind and working with people all around the world is that one of the biggest struggles that most people go through is making changes in their behaviors, and they don't know why is it that they're struggling. They keep on falling into old patterns. They try to kick themselves in the butt to make changes, but they find it very difficult. So today I want to cover this topic I've touched in the past, but let's go deeper with what do we really need to be able to make those behavior changes. So first of all, is to understand that what we have tried in the past seems that it might have not worked. So maybe if we keep doing the same things, we're going to keep getting the same results. The first thing that we need to talk about is that if we keep doing the same things we're doing, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make those changes that we're looking for. So first of all is recognizing that something needs to change. First thing, right? Second thing is to understand how the mind works. And I keep talking about this over and over again because it's one of the most important things there is out there to be able to bring these changes that we want. So how does the mind work? How the mind work is this. The behavior is the end product. Today I was listening, going through some stuff in social media, and I came across a psychologist that had written behavior, thoughts, emotions. And she said, what of these can we change? The three of them, two of them, one of them. And according to her point of view, she said that we can change our behaviors, but we cannot change the thoughts and we cannot change the emotions. And I disagree with that. That is a problem why so many people are stuck. Because again, if we keep trying to change behaviors without understanding why they're there in the first place, it's going to make it very difficult. So behaviors are the byproduct. We have behaviors. Behaviors come from normally in negative behaviors. They come from a way to protect us from negative emotions. So if I'm scared, I might not do what I need to do because the mind is trying to protect me from feeling fear or feeling even more fear. If, I feel shame, I might not get out there and do videos, show myself into the market, whether it is finding a relationship, whether it is growing my business, whatever that is, asking for a raise. I might hold myself back because I'm scared of being rejected and feel shame. And we have the emotion. And then underneath the emotion, what we have are the beliefs. It is true what this psychologist was saying, that we cannot control the thoughts that keep popping in our mind because the mind has, I don't know how many, don't remember now, millions of thoughts per day. Yes, those we cannot control. But what we do have a control over is the belief system that we have created. What does that mean? So we have behaviors that are in a way caused by emotions. Emotions are caused by the beliefs that we have. So if I believe that, crying is bad, that, having money is bad, whatever, right? If I believe that speaking up is bad, I'm going to end up behaving in a way to protect myself from feeling bad again. So I was talking to a woman the other day that she was telling me that she had a hard time growing her business. So, her behavior, not growing the business. And she thought that she was telling me, Tommy, I have no time. I have no time to put there into my business. So I asked her, okay, do you spend a couple of hours a day, 60 minutes or even more, on social media? And she's like, yeah, Tommy, I sometimes spend 2 to 3 hours on social media. So you tell me that you don't have time for your business, but you can spend 2 or 3 hours on social media fooling around. So you're telling me that you have time, you're not being able to prioritize what you need to do. But at the end, as we kept on going deeper and deeper, she ended up accepting, valid, and she said it, that she realized that she believed since childhood that having money meant that she was bad. So she had a belief that having money meant that she was bad. So whenever she tried to start a business, or even if she started a business, once she started making money, she started feeling uncomfortable, stressed out, anxiety. So she ended up or sabotaging the business or closing it or even selling it in some cases, right? So the behavior was the byproduct. It was not the problem. The emotions were not the problem. What was, quote unquote, the problem was the beliefs that she had. She had learned since childhood that it was bad to have money, to make money. So deep down, she didn't want to feel bad about making money. So again, how can you change a behavior like that? By focusing on the behavior. And this is what a lot of people do. They try to change by focusing on things that can help with that behavior. Like imagine that somebody has a hard time waking up in the morning. So what they're going to do is they're going to set more alarms. Maybe they have some water beside them and they're going to splash themselves with some water when they wake up in the morning, right? To wake up. Things like that, whatever that is, people try to adapt to that behavior, but they don't realize that that behavior is a byproduct. Instead of trying again to make changes on that behavior, we need to start working on understanding what's going on. What are the beliefs that are triggering that cascade of emotions? And then that brings those behaviors. Because if we keep trying to make those behaviors change, it's not going to work. So focusing on the behavior to make changes is not working. You tried it, it doesn't work. So one concept that has been thrown around for many years now, I've been around with this concept between 16 years ago, more or less, and it's been growing and growing, but still people don't really realize the importance of it, is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is intelligence and emotions working together. Most of us have been taught to deny, to repress our emotions. So unfortunately, as we deny and repress our emotions, we are finding it difficult to deal with what we're going through to make changes in our life. So again, as I just said, we got behaviors that are triggered by emotions, emotions by thoughts, beliefs, right? So we need to start tapping into the negative emotions. If I want to make behavioral changes, I first need to go through those negative emotions, because although the mind is trying to protect me from that, I need to start acknowledging that, yeah, you know what? I'm scared of doing a live. I'm scared of speaking up. I'm scared of asking for another job. I'm scared of starting my own business. I'm scared of moving. I'm scared of staying here. I'm scared of whatever, where I feel shame or I feel guilt or I feel sadness, I feel loneliness, whatever that is. First, I need to start acknowledging the emotions, the negative emotions inside of me. That is one of the very important steps that we have to face. So, how do I feel around a specific area that I'm struggling? So, imagine that I'm smoking. I'm trying to quit smoking. I need to stop judging myself for smoking. If I'm procrastinating, I need to stop judging myself for procrastinating. Yes? So I need to start working on identifying the negative emotions first. How do I feel before I go to smoke? How am I feeling? So whenever you have this urge of smoking, eating, or whatever that is, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Second question, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling this way? How do I feel? And write the different emotions. Why do I feel this way? And the third one is, how does this make me feel about myself? So I feel scared of doing lives, of asking for a raise. Why do I feel scared? Because I'm scared that, what people are going to say if I get out there, right? If I do lives, or if I ask for a raise and my boss doesn't want to give it to me. How does it make me feel? Third question, how does it make me feel about myself? Sorry, why do I feel this way? And how does it make me feel about myself? How do I feel about myself? So if my boss doesn't want to give me the raise, I feel not valuable. I feel not good enough. I feel not deserving. I feel whatever. So when we start tapping into that, now the next step is to realize that that belief is already inside of you. You're just trying to avoid it. It's not that your boss is going to make you feel, your partner is going to make you feel. You're going to make yourself feel that way, not them. You have the power. Hey, Pamela, thank you for stopping by. We have Susan Alex also here too. Thank you very much. So when we start understanding that I already believe that about myself, that I'm not valuable, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not deserving, I have control over that because I think that my boss is going to make me feel or make me think I'm screwed. I'm lost. There's nothing I can do about it. But when I realize that it has to do with me and only me, now I can start working on changing that. So if I have that belief about myself, now I can start working on the fourth question. Where could I have learned this? Where could I have learned this? Could have been maybe some event or events from my past where my dad said something to me, my mom said something to me. So I need to start replaying a little bit my past in the mind, because how the mind works, again, the mind is going to use your past to predict potential outcomes. The mind is going to use your past to project potential outcomes. So if in the past I was judged, criticized, rejected, and I've learned how to do that to myself, I'm scared of going out there and doing this because now people might judge me, criticize, and reject me and make me feel how I feel about myself already. So when I start realizing it has to do with me and only me, now I can start making changes. So how do I feel? Why do I feel this? Embrace the negative emotions. How does it make me feel about myself? Where did I experience or where did I learn this that I believe about myself? And let the mind slowly, with an exploration mode, compassion, let the mind reveal, sorry, hiccups, reveal where this could come from. Because now we understand that I feel like crap about myself. Because when I was a kid, my dad sometimes treated me like crap and made me start believing that there's something wrong with me. Now I can start realizing where it comes from. But if I don't even know where it comes from and why it's there, it's very difficult to change the behavior. So I need to start learning how the mind works. Oh, sorry, hiccups very often. How the mind works and how to start making changes, right? But it starts with identify the different limiting, negative, and false beliefs, where they come from, why are they there, and start working, of course, on changing them. In another video, we're going to talk more about reprogramming. Don't worry, that's going to be for a future session. But today I want to talk about give you tools to start identifying why you have those behaviors and how to be able to start changing them. But the first and most important part is to recognize where they come from. So understanding the mind, how do I feel? Why do I feel this? How does this make me think about myself? And where could I have learned that? From there, you can start writing down the different things that come up and stay alert, because I'm going to bring another video. It's going to be how to start reprogramming the mind. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, dealing with the negative emotions is part of our human experience that we need to embrace. A lot of people tend to deny their negatives, and that's why they're so stuck not being able to change their behaviors correctly. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. If you're liking this, comment on social media, on the channel. That would be great, so that more people get to see these things and benefits. So I appreciate you guys and see you next time. Bye.